Today is Wednesday, August 26th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are on We Agnostics, page 45. Out of the 12 and 12, we are on Step 6. We'll be reading page 67. Or as the kids say, 6-7. I know. I don't know if they still say that, but some of my middle schoolers do. and of course, we'll read NA's Just for Today and Al-Anon's Courage to Change. So with that, hope you all are doing well this beautiful Wednesday morning, my friends. Life is good over here. Woke up sober. Man, I have been struggling with some intrusive thoughts lately. I don't know why, but I prayed this morning and just the act of doing this, getting outside myself, it's helping tremendously. Go figure. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, We Agnostics, we talked about how these certain philosophies for alcoholics don't seem to be helping us. Didn't seem to stop our alcoholism, to save us, no matter how much we tried. It says right here, we wish to be moral, we could wish to be philosophically comforted, in fact, and we could will these things with all of our might, but the needed power wasn't there. Our human resources, as marshaled by the will, were not sufficient. They failed utterly. And that has been a common theme leading up to this, is willpower for alcoholics. At least to stop drinking doesn't seem to be enough. So we're on page 45. Lack of power. That was our dilemma. We had to find a power by which we could live. And it had to be a power greater than ourselves, obviously. But where and how were we to find this power? Well, that's exactly what this book is about. Its main object is to enable you to find a power greater than yourself which will solve your problem. That means that we have written a book which we believe to be spiritual as well as moral. And it means, of course, that we're going to talk about God. Here, difficulty arises with agnostics. Many times we talk to a new man and watch his hopes rise as we discuss his alcoholic problems and explain our fellowship. But his face falls when we speak of spiritual matters, especially when we mention God. For we have reopened a subject which our man thought that he had neatly evaded or entirely ignored. We know how he feels. We have shared his honest doubt and prejudice. Some of us have been violently anti-religious. To others, the word God brought up a particular idea of him with which someone had tried to impress them during childhood. Perhaps we rejected this particular conception because it seemed inadequate. With that rejection, we imagined we had abandoned the God idea entirely. We were bothered with the thought that faith and dependence upon a power beyond ourselves was somewhat weak, even cowardly. We looked upon this world of warring individuals, warring theological systems, and inexplicable calamity with deep skepticism. We looked askance at many individuals who claimed to be godly. How could a supreme being have anything to do with it all? And who could comprehend a supreme being anyhow? Yet, in other moments, we found ourselves thinking when enchanted by a starlit night, who then made all this? There was a feeling of awe and wonder, but it was fleeting and soon lost. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. In the last couple days, we've been talking about exulting in some of our defects. It says right here on the bottom 66, we really love them. Who, for example, doesn't like to feel just a little superior to the next fellow, or even quite a lot superior? Isn't it true that we like to let greed masquerade as ambition? And they give some more demonstrations of that. So we're on page 67. Self-righteous anger can also be very enjoyable. In a perverse way, we can actually take satisfaction from the fact that many people annoy us, for it brings a comfortable feeling of superiority. Gossip barred with our anger, a polite form of murder by character assassination, has its satisfactions for us too. We are not trying to help those we criticize. We are trying to proclaim our own righteousness. When gluttony is less than ruinous, we have a milder word for that too. We call it taking our comfort. We live in a world riddled with envy. To a greater or less degree, everybody's infected with it. From this defect, we must surely get a warped yet definite satisfaction. Else, why would we consume such great amounts of time wishing for what we have not, rather than working for it or angrily looking for attributes we shall never have, instead of adjusting to the fact and accepting it? And how often we work hard with no better motive than to be secure and slothful later on, only we call that retiring. Consider too our talents for procrastination, which is really sloth in 5 syllables. Nearly anyone could admit a good list of such defects as these, and few of us would seriously think of giving them up, at least until they cause us excessive misery. NHs for today, August 26th. 10th Step Inventory. We continue to take a personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Step 10. A daily 10th step keeps us on a sound spiritual footing. While each member asks different questions, some questions have been found to be helpful to almost everyone. 2 key 10-step questions are: am I honestly in touch with myself, my actions and my motives? And have I prayed for God's will for me and the power to carry it out? These 2 questions, answered honestly, will lead us into a more thorough look at our day. When focusing on our relationships with others, we may ask, have I harmed anyone today, either directly or indirectly? Do I need to make amends to anyone as a result of my actions today? We keep it simple in our inventory if we remember to ask, where was I wrong? How can I do it better next time? NA members often find that their inventories include other important questions. Was I good to myself today? Did I do something for someone else and expect nothing in return? Have I reaffirmed my faith in a loving higher power? Step 10 is a maintenance step of the NA program. The 10th step helps us continue living comfortably in recovery. Just for today, I will remember to review my day. If I have harmed another, I will make amends. I will think about how I can act differently. Al-Anon's Courage to Change, August 26th. Looking back, I have often reproached myself. How could you not have known what was happening? Alcoholism left messy tracks all over my life, yet I didn't see them. How could that be? Denial is one of the chief symptoms of this family disease of alcoholism. Some of us deny that the drinker has a problem. Others are all too willing to blame him or her for all of our problems, denying our own participation. Why? Because we alone can't defeat this disease. So we invent ways to survive the constant crises, broken promises, lost hopes, and embarrassments. One way to cope is to deny the unpleasant or terrifying reality. In Al-Anon, we learn more productive ways in which to cope with alcoholism, ways that don't cost so much in loss of self. With the support of other members, and with tools and principles that offer direction, we become able to face what is really going on. We go beyond mere survival and begin to live again. Today's reminder: at all times, I have done the best that I was able to do. If my only way to cope with a difficult situation was to deny it, I can look back with compassion to that person who saw no better option at the time. I can forgive myself and count my blessings for having come so far since then. Regret is an appalling waste of energy. You can't build on it. It's only good for wallowing in. Quote from Catherine Mansfield. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. Man, some good stuff and stuff I needed to hear. I'm going to be real with you guys. I had a situation yesterday at work. And, it was a situation where I was talking to a student, and this student and I felt like we had a really good rapport. She'd be sarcastic, so I would, be sarcastic back to her. And I thought that was, the way we would have a fun back and forth. And for a while it worked until it didn't. And I don't know if I personally hurt her feelings or what, or if she was angry beforehand. But long story short, she blew up on me. And things escalated pretty quick. I tried to, downplay it and de-escalate as best I could, but I eventually, she walked down to the office and that was that, and I had a feeling there were more things going on in her personal life that I wasn't aware of at the time. But, again, I had a feeling, right? So anyway, I say all that to say this. Ever since that moment, it's all I can think about. And I feel awful for the way things went down. And I need to make amends to the student. Not necessarily worry about her part so much. Just like the NA reading says, I just need to focus on my part. What I did wrong. And this kind of ties into the Al-Anon reading. As I said at the top of the show, I had all these intrusive thoughts this morning. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but it's like when I screw up, my brain will start bringing up all the other things I've done in the past. And it'll whisper things like, see, man, you don't deserve the life that you have. Look at you. You're a fraud, you're a fake. Yeah, you try to be the nice guy, but do you remember these things you did? But you know what? Those intrusive thoughts are lies. Because I'm trying to be a better person. I've worked these steps. I've given this to my higher power. I'm trying to put things into place to make sure these things don't happen again. So I'm making those indirect amends where I can, and direct ones where I can as well. So I go back to exactly that quote we just read, and man, how fitting is it? Regret is an appalling waste of energy. You can't build on it. It's only good for wallowing in. I can't trust my thoughts. And I am not my thoughts. So even though those whispers might, still be back there, and I don't know why they are. Who knows why? I'm tired of analyzing why they are. I just want to act my way into the right thinking. If I move my body, the mind will follow. It's as simple as that. But my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a great one. Please know, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect or denomination. I am just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery, honored to be here another day. And if we are given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.